in the fill, picture or textures, and here I have filled the some color in the background. Okay, I want to go with the border. I say the solid line. I will increase the thickness here, this one. Okay, now I just want to show the contribution, right? So the contribution, if you want to show, add the data labels. Once I added these data labels, are you able to see these all these value into the percentage?
No.
No.
Only
It is showing what?
values.
The values, right? So we have to convert these values into the percentage. So I can click on any of the values. It means the labels. Then do the right click, format data labels, and you can see this percentage. Okay. Check this percentage, uncheck this value. Can you see this one? It is converted, right? And if you want to show the team one this percent, team two this percent, and so on, along with this percentage, the name of the teams also go for the category name. You can see. So now it is highlighting you the team one has this percentage contribution, team two has this, team three has this, four and five, and so on, right? So these are showing now the contribution. In the interview, from most of the candidates related to this pie chart, the question was asked, when you convert into the percentage from the value, it is showing the percentage, which is absolutely fine. But can you tell me that how this percentage is being calculated? If I want to check whether this percentage are correct or the incorrect, I just want to validate that one also. So how I would validate? What is the calculation behind it? How this 18% for team 1, 18% for team 2, team 3, and so on, how it is being calculated? So answer is yes. So if you just make the total sales, this one, so this is a total sales done in number, divide the individual sales by the total sales. And if you see, look, whatever the result is coming in column C, that result is coming into your graph or not? I'm talking about this data. Tell me, whatever the result is coming in column C, that result is coming in the graph,
Yes.
right? So this contribution basically represents the individual figure or individual sales is divided by the total sales or total amount. Okay. So this is basically the concept of pie chart. Now in pie chart, if your manager asks that here the team 5 is the highest contribution team in the number sales. So I want to keep the team 5 slice the outside of rest of this one. So I want to keep this slice little bit outside. So what I can do, I will click on team 5. The whole graph is selected. Again, I will click on team 5. Now only the team 5 slice is selected. I will hold the left click and drag it outside. So see, I can keep it outside as well, like this. Okay. Or if you want to change the color of this also. So what you will do, click on team 5, again click on team 5, and then I did the right click and you will see this fill option. So if I click on the fill, and now if I just want to fill this yellow color, for example. So see, the team 5 is showing the yellow color. So the individual slices color also you can change. It's not about, it's not that what The default has been created, only that will be here. No, you can change that one also. Okay, so pie chart always we use whenever we have to show the trade, we have to show the contribution. Remember this point. Okay, so pie chart you have to use in that case. Now, if I say that I just want to show the trend analysis. Okay, trend analysis is what? Like for example,
Hello,
if
sir.
yeah,
Sorry for interrupting, but pie chart, no sir is not here seen.
no series, right?
Yeah, like the
No,
23,000, yeah.
no. Here will be no series, no. The basically those series are here the legends, like team one, team two, team three. These are basically known as the legends.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Now then we have this line chart. So line chart basically we use when we have to show the trend analysis. Trend analysis is what? Like for example, if you have organization data for the 10 years, as you can see on my screen. Now, if I ask you create a such kind of a graph where I can see the trend of the organization, that in which year the trend was up, in which year the trend was down, right? When the trend was up, when the trend goes down. So if I sorry guys, if I just want to see that, so whenever you want to show the trend for any of the data set, so you have to use the line chart. So if I select and press Alt I, so you can see the line chart. If I select line chart and click OK, so you can see it is giving me this trend analysis, right? In which year the sales was, then what happened about the sales? Sales goes down, then again sales goes up, then downtrend, then the uptrend, right? Then uptrend also, then downtrend. So you can see the trend analysis, right? When the sales was up, when the sales was down, for how many years the sales was in uptrend, when sales was in the downtrend, and so on, right? And here on the top you can see, you can select the chart styles over here. If you select this one, you can create any of the graph here as per your requirement, like this. Okay, now I just want to add the figures also, so I will add the data labels. So you can see it is giving you this one, that when the sales was up, when the sales was down, right? You can see each and everything over here. And always remember here, if you see that here, if you see the sales figure, and in the pivot, when we were changing any of the data in the raw data set, then what we have to do to show the updated data one? Anyone? When we were changing any data, any raw data in the pivot, and we have to show the updated data in the pivot, then what we were doing? We were doing the right click and refresh the pivot table or not,
Yes.
right? But here in the pivot, if we are doing any, we are making any existing data change now, so we do not need to make the refresh. immediately it will change the pivot. Okay, sorry, it will change the graph. So like for example, if you see in the 1996 we have a this is 32,567. Okay, this one. And now if I change this from this 32 to 22,500, and once I will press the enter na, just focus on this 96, this graph line, it will go down. Okay, I'm pressing enter, it went down or not,
Yes.
right? So if you will make any changes into your existing data, okay, so automatically it will reflect into this graph.
Okay.
Hmm.
Any data I will change like the area cells, any data update. So graph is already automatically updated, no?
Huh. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh. Correct. In the existing data. Okay. So you can see this one. Now, here, if I just go for this bar chart, okay. So bar chart is basically the horizontal one. So for example, if I have this data and I just want to create the horizontal chart, so I can select this Alt I H, this horizontal chart, and click on OK. So you can see this horizontal chart will get created. Okay, and everything is the same one. Okay, you can click on this plus sign, you can click on this data labels, all the figures will be added like this. Okay, so you can see this is a bar chart. Now for example, you have created this bar chart and now I requested you to create the column chart. I want the column chart instead of this bar chart. So you do not need to delete this one and create the new one again. No, if I ask create the column chart, do the right click on this chart, go for the change chart type, and here just convert from bar to column and click OK. It is converted into column. If I again say I need the bar chart, do the right click on chart, change chart type, then go for the bar chart and click on OK. So if you want to change the chart type of any of the chart, you can do the right click on the chart and you can use this change chart type. Simple. Okay. If you want to save any of the chart as an image, okay, like you have created this one, you want to save as an image. So do the right click, go for the save as picture. Okay, so you can save this into the JPG or PNG image, so you can save that one also. Okay, so this is basically the concept. Okay,
The difference between bar chart and column chart, is it just the alignment or do we have anything else? Like if we want to display the percentage thing, then we go for pie chart. And for analysis trend, we go for line chart, right? So what would be the major difference between column chart and bar chart?
the major difference is that whenever you have the long length of your x-axis, like for example, if I'm just creating the column chart for this data set, so now can you see your name is getting rotated or not because of the long length of your name, right?
Yes.
If I
Hmm.
just want to see this straight one, so what you will do, you will straight the chart like this, yes or no? Correct. But to keep the graph into this size is not a good one. Okay, so for this one the better thing is that create the bar chart. If I just create this one, can you see the name is coming as a straight one or not, right? If I keep this size a little bit less also, it is showing this perfect name or not?
Yes.
So bar chart basically we use when we have the long length of the x-axis values and we want to show the complete value like this one. So in that case we can use that one. Clear?
Yeah, clear. Also, what is the chart column and slide wall?
Stack column.
Chart column
Mm-hmm.
and slide wall.
Okay, side wall is this one. Na? I have shown you this in this operation. This one. So basically, this is related to the graph formatting. So in the y-axis and in the x-axis, if you are just adding this one, so this is related to the sidewall where you will be able to see this 3D graph. In the 3D graph, you will be able to see that one, not into this 2D graph. So we have this option now. If you see, when you are just creating this one, any of the graph, can you see the 3D or the 2D
Yes.
like
Yes.
this one? So in this case, you will be able to see that one. Can you see? If I just create this one here, can you see this is the sidewall, this arrow,
Yeah.
this one. So it will come in the 3D graph only. So which I have shown you in this chart operation. Can you see this line, which is showing as the same one, right? So this is basically the 3D graph, this one. In the 3D graph only, you will be able to see this side wall and all. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have this mix chart, which is a highly
And
important.
I have one doubt.
Hmm.
Actually, in column chart, it was representing higher sales to lower sales. In bar chart also, it referencing lower sales to higher sales. We need to change this one higher sales to lower sales.
Sorting, right? So just
Ah,
go
yes,
for the
yes.
data sort. Just go for the data sort. If you sort your data, for example, I just want to show the smallest to the largest. And if I just click on OK, can you see
Okay.
graph got changed,
Mhm. Yes, yes.
right? So this graph is completely on your data set.
Okay.
Okay, this one. Now we have this mix chart. So mix chart is basically also known as a combo chart, or that is the combination of this column chart and the line chart. Okay. Now, so for an example, if I have given you this data that these employee have this much sales they have done and this was the target allocated to them. So I just want to show this into the graph. So if you select this one and press Alt I H, and if you just go into this all charts, and here you can see this combo chart. Click on this, you will be able to see this combo chart, which is basically the combination of the column chart and line chart, and that is also known as a mix chart. Okay, so target I just want to show in the line. Okay, this one. If I just clicked on OK, see the graph is added, the line is added, which is absolutely fine. But I just want to show the figures also. If I do the right click here, and if I just add the data labels, it is showing the perfect one. It is somewhere overlapping, so you will be able to get it confused over here. Yes or no? Right?
Mhm.
So in this case,
Right.
what generally we do not add these data labels. We go for the data table. If you go for the data table, it will add the separate table in the bottom, which represent the sales and the target, right? And seeing this graph, easily you can recognize if your line is outside of these blue color pillars or series. So it means those person have not achieved the target. Like for this person and for this last one, like the Mohan, you can see the line is basically this outside, right, of this bar. So it means this person has not achieved the target, right? But if your line is touching this blue color pillars, if it means that person has achieved the target. Okay, so this graph is representing very easily over here. Okay, and also you can create the dual axis graph. For example, suppose I have given you this second data set where I have given you the sales and the variance. Okay, now if I just want to show that in this combo chart, I want to show this line chart. But now, as you can see in the preview, can you see the variances line which is into the red color? It is showing into the horizontal one or not? Here in the preview. Or if I click on the OK, can you see it is showing as a horizontal line or not? Variance line. Why? The reason is that Because my sales and variance both are calculating through this primary axis. Got the point? It means if my variance is the 25%, 25 is what? 0.25. So 0.25 will be the somewhere here in the bottom or not? If you compare with this y-axis, tell me yes or no,
Yes.
right? So in this case, what we do, we take the help of the secondary axis, right? So what we will do when we were creating this graph, okay? When we were just creating this graph here, this one, so we have this option as a secondary axis. So if I just go for the variance as a secondary axis, now you can see the preview. And if I just click on OK, see. So it means my sales is calculating with this x-axis, which is the primary axis, the left axis, and variance is getting calculated by the right axis, which is the secondary axis. Okay. And also you can add the tables here also. If I add this data table, so you can see that for which employee, what is a sales, what is a variance, you can see. Okay. And you can rename this title. Okay. Like for example, I just want to make as a sales versus variance. Okay. Like this. And now, if you want to make your chart title dynamic also, you can make it dynamic. Like for example, I want to connect my chart title with a cell. Like for example, whatever I type into this cell, that should be my chart title. So here, suppose if I'm just typing the sales versus target. And now I want that whatever I have written on this N2, N1 cell, so that should be my chart title. So what I will do, I will click on chart title, and here, remember this again, and then here you have to do the single click. Okay, don't do the double click, please. Click on the single click on chart title, then click on the formula bar, put the equal sign and connect with that cell, this one, and press the enter. So see, whatever I have written on N1 cell, that is coming as a title in the first graph or not, right? If I change this, I say 2003, see, your graph chart title also got changed, right? So this is the way how you can make your chart title dynamic. Okay, so your make chart title dynamic means you are connecting your chart title with any of the cell. So whatever the value will be on that cell, it will reflect into your chart title. Okay, so this is basically the concept. Okay. And the last thing related to this dynamic graph. Dynamic graph is simple. Dynamic graph is means, as I have told you, that if we will make any changes into the existing data, my graph will get changed. But now I want if any new line items added into my data set, that also should automatically come into the graph, or that automatically should populate into the graph. Okay. So for that one, what we will do, first of all, we will make our table dynamic. So remember, in the pivot table, we have seen that how to make the table dynamic. Can anyone tell what was that? We have seen the dynamic pivot table, na? So that concept we are going to use it. What we have used for making the pivot table dynamic? Anyone?
We created table, sorry, we
Hmm.
changed table into table format.
Table, correct,
That.
absolutely correct. So select this one. You can press the Control T or go into Insert and Table, and okay, this one. And now use this data to create a graph. Select. I press this one. Okay. So now this is created one. Now I am adding the data labels also. This one. Now, so you can see my graph is created. Now, if I change this one, for example, I am changing the value of this Mohan of 13829 to 18,700. So can you see in the graph it got changed, right? And now if I'm keeping any name here, adding new name, Pankaj. So in the graph you can see the Pankaj name is added. And for the Pankaj, the sales is 23,345. So you can see this one. So now if you make any changes into your existing data set, or if you add any new record, automatically it will get changed. Right? So this is basically the concept of dynamic graph. Okay. So we have seen all this stuff, the graph related things. Okay. So I want you to go for the practice just now for these two things. Rest of the things are completely fine. Just go for this mix graph and go for this pie chart. These two. Just create everyone these two graph at your end, pie chart and the mix chart.